Today I'm with Nic Menzie. I'm here at Printing Portal down in Kent. Nic is in charge of additive manufacturing here at the company. He's got quite a role here because you've got a fairly extensive offering as a business. You work with Matsuura, having supplied you with the HP product here, Nic. Can you maybe talk us through the machinery that you have here and every part of the process? Because it does mean that you are now a one-hit bureau, as a sense, aren't you?
Yeah, we have quite the array of machines here. We have larger scale FDM, but we also have the MJF 4200. We actually have two of them. Then we also have the full dimension suite, so we can cater for all sorts of needs.
So how do all these aspects work together? How do all these machines work together? Talk us through from the printing to the processing to what we're standing in front of here.
Sure, so we always start with a 3D file, then it goes through into our CAD to figure out in terms of pricing, in terms of how best to orientate the part. Then it will go in to be sliced as well. Then it will go into the machines. Then from there, it will be post-processed, so depowdered or support material moved for FDM. Then it will go into the dimension suite, so it can either be just raw finish or it can then be post-processed into different colours, a bit of dyeing.
Now, looking at this technology here, one of the things about 3D printing is the differences between prototype and production. But with this multi-jet technology, you really are being able to now, bridge that gap, aren't you? Quite interesting times for this concept.
Yeah, we are actually finding a lot of companies do want to do pure production in 3D printing, usually because they're not...
Why would that be?
It's because you cannot, in always circumstances, always injection mould something. Injection mould undercuts or things like that, or geometry that doesn't allow you to take it out of a mould or makes the mould too difficult. So with 3D printing, we can actually eradicate those problems by just doing a straight print for them, whether that be in small quantities or small batch production or large batch production.
Is there any compromise on tolerance of parts, the finishes of parts? I know that's where some of this secondary equipment comes in, but is there anything that is restrictive that means this technology can't have a future in some areas?
The only problem I see is actual size of the original part. Obviously we are limited to a certain build size, but I can see that being not so much of a problem in future. But at the moment we can work around that using different types of machining as well, incorporated to 3D printed parts and making a hybrid of certain elements.
And in your role as well, you get involved in the operating of the machinery. Is it easy to get to grips with? I mean, you've come out of a machining environment as well, you're a design engineer, but if you weren't any of those things, would you be able to pick up this technology quite quickly?
Of course, yeah. It follows some very core basics, which is quite similar across all the additive manufacturing board, but it's also about having self-discipline in terms of cleanliness. It's very important for these machines, but anyone can learn how to do that.
So we're printing, then we've got the post-processing station where we're essentially almost semi-cleaning the part or cleaning the part. Then we come here, we've got the dimension power shot. This is where you're then almost shot blasting it, aren't you? Yeah, to get a better finish. What comes after this? After this,
then we can go to where the customer requires further post-processing. We can go into the DM60, which allows us to do many different colours and finishes on the actual MJF parts.
So you can do different colours, and then you have a further operation, which is the final one here, the dimension power shot. Again, to take any edges off, polish it up. Is that...
Also with the MJF materials, they can also be painted as well. Fully automotive finishing, which can cater to any need. There's also metal plating. Then you can actually use them for mock-ups and things like this as well.
Impressed with Matsuura's support and service?
Absolutely, they've been absolute top class in terms of support. Peter's really given us the best help that we could ever need.